Hello everyone, welcome to Moe'S CD Culture Show and Tell, and on this episode I'm finally getting to the Ozzy. But before I begin, now if you've been watching my videos, you've heard me say this before, but for those who are watching this video for the first time, I don't always have the complete collection of an artist. I do have pretty much there are some artists I have presented in the past that I do have, I would say, pretty much the complete collection. But some of these artists I'm going to be presenting in most of my future videos. Except for one artist, I do have a big collection of this artist. And I'll get to it eventually, but not right yet. But what I do have is important, It's always the important stuff. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to get the other CDs, because I do want an artist's whole collection. I mean, I got over 500 CDs. So when I get CDs, I'm only getting, I get what I can find. I get what's available. And when I go into Frank's music, I have a list of CDs I want to get. It's a big list. And sometimes I don't really know which one I want to get at the moment until I try to get what I feel is the most important CD to get for that moment. If I'm going in there looking for some Sparks, for example, or looking for anything that's kind of hard to get or rare, but also something that's kind of high up on the top tier of my list of stuff I want to get, I'm going to get it. I was getting the Ozzy's for a while, but then, yeah, I have 10 albums of Ozzy. I'm missing 5. I'll let you know what those 5 are when I get to it. But let's just begin. So I'm going to start with some Blizzard of Oz, of course, because, and sadly, another one of those broken cases. Oh, it bugs me. It bugs me. I mean, that's the only downfall with these cases that I don't like. That's why I like the newer, the cardboard. I don't have any Ozzy's in that format. They're all in this case format, which is fine. I mean, I still like it, but no, I do prefer actually the newer format better. But anyway, to get into it, yeah, this is actually the first album, Blizzard of Oz, and this was 1980. And not too long after that, which I will get to in 81, Diary of a Madman came out not too long after Blizzard of Oz. Blizzard of Oz is first, and then Diary of a Madman. But let's get to this, and look, it's dark red, like dark red over black. Hard to read the track list, but of course, it starts off with "I don't know." No, seriously, I don't know. No, that is the name of that's the name of the track. And then, of course, that beautiful, beautiful masterpiece of Crazy Train. His first solo hit. Then Goodbye to Romance, which is so beautiful. Then a little ditty by Randy Rhoads called D. And of course, Randy Rhoads is he's so awesome. It's such a shame that he had to go the way he did, And then there's Mr. And then I don't like to use this word, and I know YouTube doesn't like me to use this word, but it is the title of his song, and so therefore I should say it. Suicide Solution. Now, he got a lot of flack for that, and it's not, and don't take it the wrong way. People can look at that song and take it the wrong way. But he explained his meaning and what it meant. You should take his word for it. If that's what he said it's about, that's what the song is about. It's not about what you think it's about. Then there's Mr. Crowley, which is a song about Aleister Crowley. And then there's No Bone Movies, which is awesome. It's probably, I don't know, No Bone Movies is probably my second favorite. Probably second or third favorite song. I mean, of course, Crazy Train is awesome. But yeah, No Bone Movies. I really like that. That's a gem for me on this. Then there's Revelation, Mother Earth, and then probably my second or third favorite song is Steal Away the Night. So yeah, it's Crazy Train, No Bone Movies, and Steal Away the Night. Those are the three that I really enjoy off of this. Blizzard of Oz. It's good. Here's the back cover for you guys to see. Pretty dark cover. So now we're going to get to the next album, which is of course Diary of a Madman. And that, of course, has it starts off with Over the Mountain, which is a great beginning. Like for his second solo album, Flying High Again. It's up there in one of my favorite songs off of this album. Then you can't kill rock and roll. Believer, that's good. Little Dolls, Tonight. SATO, which is pretty cool, and then the title track of Diary of a Madman, the last song. Yeah, this is a pretty decent album too, all around. I mean, in some ways this is more monumental, of course, with Crazy Train, that controversial song, Mr. Crowley. Which album is better? If you had to choose which album is better, I don't know if I could really, because they both have their gems. But in some ways, I do actually like this better, just because. No, sorry, meant this better. I meant to say this is better because it had, because of those tracks, because of the Crazy Train, and it has D, Suicide Solution. Mr. Crowley. Oh yeah, it's just Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, and Diary of a Mad. Tonight. They're different, but the same. But I love the vibe of both of these. I can't really decide which one. Slightly more Blizzard of Oz, and that's second. Yeah. Just between these two. Not comparing the other ones, because it's just some friggin' amazing stuff coming up. Now we're going to go with what my introduction to Ozzy was, of course, was Bark of the Moon, with the video Bark of the Moon. That was my first taste of Ozzy. Much music. As much as I could, it was much music all the time. Much music is the way to go. Back in the 80s and 90s, yeah. I missed that channel. Why did they have to turn crappy? Why did they have to turn, ridiculousness? Yeah, it is. It truly is. So, here's Bark of the Moon, and you get the beginning track of Bark of the Moon. And you're no different to me. Now you see it, now you don't. Awesome. Rock and Roll Rebel. A Century of Eternity. So Tired. Which, again, that was the second video I had seen of him ever in my life. And seeing, like, Ozzy. We thought it was a stick of his that he would be, like, in his videos he would dress up in different characters like he did in that video. And of course, thankfully he didn't stick to that, which is good. But you know what, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I could edit this in a way to keep it consistent, but no, I have to go back to Diary of a Madman again, just for a little bit, because I forgot to. Not Diary of a Madman. Wait, is it Diary? No, I'm sorry. I have to go back to Blizzard of Oz. Yeah, because I forgot to mention on Blizzard of Oz, this here particular, it has some bonus tracks I forgot to mention. And the bonus tracks is you looking at me, looking at you. And I don't know why that wasn't on the album. That track is just as solid as the rest of the album. That could have been on the album, and it should have been on the album, because I don't know why, because it is just as good. And then, of course, there's a Goodbye to Romance, which is a 2010 guitar and vocal remix. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then there's track 12, the last bonus track, is called RR. And of course, we know what that means. Randy Rhoads. And it's only a minute and 13 seconds, but it's cool stuff of Randy Rhoads. I don't listen to the bonus stuff as much as I like. Yeah, I gotta listen to this again soon. A couple of these actually. So yeah, get back to this. Sorry about that. I forgot to tell you about the bonus tracks. But yeah, we got So Tired, then there's Slow Down and Waiting for Darkness. And what reminded me of the bonus tracks is because this has bonus tracks too. It has, let's see if I can't show you. It has a track called Spiders and One Up the B-side. One Up the B-side. You get it? I love that. I love that. But those are cool tracks. Those cool bonus tracks. Spiders and One Up the B-side. Yeah. So this is a pretty cool CD to get. I'm glad to have it. I want all the Ozzy albums. I do. And we'll get to that. Now, these next two albums, okay, are presented in a form that's a little different. And I kind of wish in some ways that I would have gotten all the rest of these CDs in this format, because we're going to go with the first one here, which is the next album that he released, which is live. It's live. It's Speak of the Devil. And as you see, it's kind of a weird, it's what does that say on the top? 2 records set on 1 compact disc. So yeah, it's a pretty live thing, and the titles are all kind of in a spiral there. So I'll read them out, but it's gonna take a little doing. You're gonna see a lot of this going on. But anyway, just to show, so it's a small cover here, but what makes it special is that it's called it's a 22-bit SBM digital remaster. If you can see, hopefully you can kind of see that there. 22-bit SBM digital remaster. So yeah, it's actually a higher bit rate. Kind of like the Suzanne Vegas, I would say, but I think the Suzanne Vegas are at 24 bit rate, if I remember correctly. So this is like only at 22 bit rate, but still, it's actually a higher bit rate than most CDs, which they do have a slower bit rate, which it ups the quality of it. But anyway, let's get back to it. So on Speak of the Devil, I really love his use of the hieroglyphs. I would love to try to be able to decipher that somehow. I know that means something, and I love the way that looked. The yellow and the red. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So as you open it up, you get a better cover and some really cool pictures. All right, I love that. Yes, that's how it should be. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that fantastic? I love that. And then some excerpts in that there, some extra words in that. But let's go into the track list. Oh, I'm putting that cover back in. So here's the track list, starting with number. You gotta find number 1 first. Boom. Yeah. So it starts off with Symptom of the Universe. Then there's Snowblind, Black Sabbath, excuse me, Fairies Wear Boots, which is probably one of my ultimate favorite Black Sabbath tracks. It's probably in my top 5 favorite Black Sabbath songs. Right along there with, we'll get to that eventually. Then War Pigs, The Wizard, N.I.B., and then there's Sweet Leaf, Never Say Die, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, Iron Man, Children of the Grave. They're kind of next to each other, so they're both songs in kind of as one. And there's Paranoid, and there's the other track I was trying to think of earlier, Sweet Leaf. I love Sweet Leaf. That's another awesome song. And then it ends ends with or did I mention Sweet Leaf already? I did. Sweet Leaf and Never Say Die. Yeah, those two there. It's a good mix. I love it. It's all live, so that's great. And now we're going to get to the next one, which is the Ultimate Sin. And of course, I have to have the Ultimate Sin because it's just too cool. And it's also that same 22 bit SBM digital remaster. So again, the same swirly lyrics thing in the back. So open it up. A close-up of Ozzy's face there, but there's at least they still give you the cover full size. It just doesn't happen to be on the front, which doesn't matter. They still give the full CD size cover, even though it's inside. This, of course, this one here has all the lyrics, which is fantastic. And there's Jakey Lee. I'm not sure the other two here exactly what their names are. I kind of forget. I probably could look it up. But there's Jakey Lee, and then there's Ozzy, and one day I'm going to be telling you a personal story about Jakey Lee, and yeah, it's interesting, and I want you guys to be the judge of that story. It might come up soon. Actually, I might say that soon in one of my stories there. So yeah, look forward to that. I think I'm going to talk about that there very soon. But yeah, I have a story about Jakey Lee. So yeah, that's this album. Oh, it'd be easier actually for me to read the titles by looking at the lyrics part. So you got The Ultimate Sin, Secret Loser, Never Know Why, Thank God for the Bomb, Never, Lightning Strikes, and Killer of Giants, which is probably my favorite song on the album, Fools Like You, and ends with Shot in the Dark, which is another one of my favorite songs on this album. And the video is awesome. So that's the album right there, and it's fantastic. I really love this album. It's probably still, I think still, that is my favorite Ozzy Osbourne cover. They've never quite ever gotten back to that greatness. I wish all their covers was like that. It's just a fantastic art. It's amazing. I love it. So that is it for this episode. That's all the Ozzy I've had in this for the first part. There's more to come in the next part. Stay tuned for that. So as I post this, I'm going to be eventually putting a link to it right here. Oh no, I'll put it on this side. Yeah, it'll be on this side right there. So have a good day, evening, night, wherever you may be. Take care. Be safe. I will see you on the flip side. Have a good one, everyone. Good night.